But another thing that I realized is the job search is a lot like.
Yaz, thanks so much for joining us on the Sales and Sports podcast. So excited to catch up and speak to you about your journey. For the listeners, who are you and what do you do?
Well, thank you for having me, first of all. My name's Yazmin. I'm a content creator, but I'm also an SDR at a fintech company. And yeah, that's who I am.
Great stuff. No, I love it. You're a natural, so you're behind the cameras. So tell me about your journey. So you came through Entr, I guess we'll take it back to university or college. Like, what did you study? How did you get to where you are today?
So I studied marketing management, and after uni, I found it really hard to find a job. I genuinely went to, I think probably like 100 different interviews and discovery days, and I just never got anywhere, not even past the first interview. And looking back, it's probably because of anxiety, because I did like mess up a lot of my interviews. And yeah, maybe it's just one of those things. But after that, I decided to just get into youth work, because I think at the time it was, to be fair, it was easier to get because there was a lot of demand for those kind of roles. And I also found it quite emotionally rewarding to like support like young people, just vulnerable people. And that kept me going for a long time. And then just before the pandemic, like I wish, like it feels like I've predicted this, but I started creating content literally a year before the pandemic. And that's because I'm just a girly pops. Like, I'm into beauty, and I always get questions about what I do with my hairstyles or makeup. And it got to a point I was like, you know what, I'll just make a video and I'll show you guys and just watch it, so I don't have to keep showing it to you. So it started off that way. And then the pandemic happened, and because of the type of job that I have, it was quite difficult to like get shifts. So I really honed in like all of my time, and it was kind of for fun until I realized I can make money off this, because I got my first brand deal literally like a few months in.
Really?
Yeah, with a hair care brand. So I was like, oh, I can make money with this. So that's how I started. And after the pandemic, obviously I was like, you know what, I need to make more money. I'm getting older now. The pandemic has taken years away from my life, and I need to reclaim it. So, and I've never had a corporate job as well. So I thought, let me get into maybe marketing roles. Didn't really get anywhere, because it was kind of like back then when I finished uni and I was looking for marketing roles then, because I did marketing management. Couldn't find anything, not even an internship. So it was a little bit triggering. So I thought, what can I do? I need to make money. What can I actually do? So that's when I started learning about tech sales. And I actually found out about a different tech sales academy. It was a lot smaller, and it wasn't like the learning style that I needed, because I needed something. I just needed hand holding. And it made sense now, because this is a very personal note, but I recently got diagnosed with ADHD. So I actually needed that type of hand holding. So
that's your learning style.
So it just makes sense how much I struggled back then, and like with my focus and, so when I actually like,
you came to a run club, wasn't it?
Yeah, I went to the run club. So I found out about a run club, a tech run club on LinkedIn. And I didn't know it was like part of Entr. I thought it was just like a networking thing. So I thought I just wanted to be around like-minded people. And then when I went there, that's when I met you, and I met so many great people that I'm still in contact with today. And then you told me about the Entr course, and I thought, you know what? This feels more aligned, So I did my own due diligence, and it made sense to pivot from where I was, the smaller academy, over to you guys, because I felt like I was going to get the right support. And I did, because I landed a role literally a few months after.
Smashed it, which we're delighted for. And,
honestly, I owe so much to you, honestly. Like, I'm really, really grateful for the support that I got from you guys, because I was calling you every day.
We love it. Maybe not the time, but genuinely so delighted for you. And it's great to see someone from a social media content creation background. Like, we've had lots of people that worked in care or hospitality in different roles that aren't like non-corporate, but like to see you doing your own thing. I could tell you're very entrepreneurial from when we first met. Like, you're almost working for yourself already. You are working for yourself already with content, and I could tell that you're very much a people person. Like naturally, you connect with people. You've got great energy. I just could tell if you had maybe a little bit more support and focus in the direction of like SaaS and understand like the corporate terminologies, and you learn, as you said, like interviewing is so important. Like that's half of the battle with getting into like a grad job or tech job or whatever you want to get to. But yeah, I could just tell you had lots of potential there. So really happy it's worked out, and lots to go, you know, into moving forward. So yeah, how was the interview process? Because we had a lot of interviews, a lot of preps. Talk to us about the negatives, the highs, the lows, because that's why people listening, you know, they want to hear that juicy bit.
Yeah. So, okay, it was just a lot. Yeah. You know, it was an emotional process. I've had quite a lot of interviews. I can't even count how many interviews I've had, and but.
How many would you estimate? Like 30 or 20?
Probably about 20, yeah. Like, but they were more I was kind of just looking for something more tailored. Like I was looking for, I was making sure that the product that they were selling, whichever, like software, it had to make sense to me. Yeah. Because I have been hearing horror stories about like companies where they would hire loads of SDRs and then they will be redundant within like a month or so. And I didn't want that to happen to me because I felt like there was a lot at stake. I recently moved to London and I knew I needed to eventually get my own place, and I can't do that with instability. So I had to make sure I did my own due diligence as well, and obviously ask you for your opinion as well about the companies. And so I was very selective with I mean, I know people advise you to apply for as many roles as possible, but still be picky. Yeah. You know, because not every company is a good company. Yeah. Exactly. So it's too much noise, literally. Yeah. So I've had a few, and there was one that I felt like I really dodged a bullet because after my first interview, I really thought I got it, but then they told me, unfortunately, you know, you didn't go through to the second stage. There was another person that had more experience, and I'm thinking, but you saying that you're hiring people with no experience, so I'm confused.
I think if you're listening to this, guys, and you're applying to roles and getting rejections and getting feedback that you're not experienced enough, I think that's a very weak excuse a lot of firms will use. So don't get disheartened, and then separately, like, you know, ask for feedback from a lot of these firms, because some of them just won't give you feedback, and it can be quite I guess you'll feel like it's quite rude, and it can hit your morale a lot. So if you're listening to this, guys, you know, applying to tech jobs, don't get disheartened, because, you know, there's lots of roles out there. You've just got to keep, you know, applying yourself, and I guess asking for feedback. And if it is genuine feedback, you know, you can always improve. But I think a lot of companies, they'll just say, oh, you're not experienced enough. And then, you know, it's not helpful for anyone, right?
No. Yeah. And I've actually asked for feedback to majority after my interviews. 50% of them didn't respond, and I find that so mean.
Just like ghosted.
Just ghosted me. And I'm like, please tell me what I've done wrong, because I really thrive for feedback. Like, if you tell me this is what I need to do, this is what you could do better, then I will do that, because I'm coachable, and that's a very important trait to have. If you want to be an SDR, you need to be coachable, because if you're not, then
it's not the right job for you.
You have to drop your ego, literally put it in the bin.
For sure. Yeah. So what's the best thing about working in tech sales? Obviously, like, is it the financial rewards? Is it, you know, what are you enjoying? Also, we're going to the challenges as well, working in the industry. But yeah, how have you found it so far?
So far, it's been challenging. I think it's because I got a job in an industry that I'm not familiar with, which is finance. Yeah. But the reason why I wanted that job so badly is because of the woman that hired me. I actually met her through a webinar called in a community called Babes in Tech. So that's like a free community of mainly women that look like me, or just women in general that are wanting to get into tech sales. Yep. And it was just like a cute community where we would let each other know about job roles that are available, or like, you know, give each other advice, maybe have like weekly calls as well. And there was a time where my current manager actually came on as a guest and gave like loads of good advice, and I took on some of her advice, and I actually got more interviews out of it. So I thought, oh my gosh, I can learn from her. And she was looking for women to hire anyway. So I thought, you know what? might as well. It might be a bit delulu, but this is the time where delulu was really the delulu, you know?
Yeah.
So it worked out. So I'm just like, someone like me that doesn't come from finance. I come from a youth work background, from beauty, from marketing, social media, and I'm in finance.
Yeah.
With,
Crazy.
very random.
Yeah.
But no, honestly, like, it's been great. I feel like because of her, I feel like I've learned a lot, and I was able to actually do well in the role. For the first month of me actually doing the job, I already overachieved my target, and that's thanks to her.
Oh, really? Wow.
You know, so
Wow.
and everyone in the sales team, which is we're quite a small team anyway, but all of us are overachievers. So I thought I'm already in good hands.
Yeah.
So the people that you work with is just as important as the company as well.
100%. I think I can relate to that. My first tech sales job was hired by, an individual who was so like inspirational, but also gave me so much autonomy from day one. Like, it was fun to be around.
Yeah.
We both enjoyed sports. We would talk about sports all the time, and it's just a great environment to be in. Do you know what I mean? So I think your first hire or your first manager is so important. And definitely, if you're listening to this, guys, I'd chase the people over the salaries, especially in your early years. The great thing about tech sales, though, a lot of the roles are pretty well paid from day one. But if you can find great people that can support you and help you and coach you and develop you, you'll thank yourself when you're in your 30s, 40s, whenever, like 10 years down the line.
Definitely.
So that's really cool. What's working well? Obviously it's challenging learning about a new industry, but what worked well to get your results early on?
I actually had to spend some time outside of work hours to learn the industry. Like I genuinely had to. There was no way that I could learn an entire new industry, learn how to even speak to these people, upgrade my vocabulary even, within 9 to 5. So I had to, use that extra time over the weekend or after work to read up on private equity, M&A, but venture capital, all that stuff, and just like the terminologies. And I even watched a show called Industry as well, and which is really there's a show called Industry on BBC actually. Nice. and they're an investment bank, so just hearing how they talk, like that helped a lot as well. So I started to actually understand, because I watched it before, but watching it again, I started to understand what they were talking about, because before that I didn't have a clue. So a lot of self-study, and also just you have to pat yourself on the back sometimes. You have to like do a lot of like self-motivation. For sure. For sure. You have to get things going, right? No one's going to do it for you in sales. No one. Exactly. So I literally just had to be resilient. I had to stay strong. And I had to be like, no, I can do this. And really just have that belief in myself that I know this is difficult right now, but and I think it really helped to see my manager, who also didn't come from a finance background, do so well in that role. So that kept me going. A lot. Good stuff. Because the first 6 months, I'd say, in any role in tech sales is really tough. That's where I guess most people in the first month or first 2-3 months feel like, okay, I can't do it. Even I felt that way for the first 6 months, but then you get to a stage where, it all clicks. You understand the industry, your teammates, the processes, the software. So it does take time, even sometimes for complex software, even longer. So I'd say any advice for people that are starting their job in the industry, definitely play the long game, and you've got to back yourself, and self-doubt or imposter syndrome is normal as well. So I still get imposter syndrome. I have to just I literally just have to just let myself feel how I feel, and then be like, no, you know what, I'll be fine. But use it as motivation, I guess. Literally. But another thing that I realized is the job search is a lot like the SDR job as well. It really is. And I think the more you do it, especially if it's taking you a long time to get a job, the more you reach out to hiring managers, and the more you apply, like it's like go to events and network. Like, it's the constant like grind. And I think it's very similar to the actual SDR job, because you have to like find your clients and make sure you qualify them, and you have to also qualify your recruiters too, So like it's very, very similar. So I feel like even if you're job hunting right now, think of it as training, because you need to get used to the amount of like work you have to put in just to land a role in the first, or just to speak to someone in the first place and get their attention.
100%. Yeah,
So,
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
And I guess it is a stressful job. It is high pressure. How do you find work-life balance? Like, I know we spoke about this maybe last month, 2 months ago on the phone, but like, how do you switch off, but also find time to get the job done and do a good job at work? Like, do you have a routine, or did that routine go out the window at the start? Because a lot of people, it does when they first get a new job.
Yeah, the routine is out the window.
Really?
It really
Still is.
still is. To be honest, I had a very strong routine. I used to go to the gym. I don't know what happened to that, but I'm not gonna lie. Like the way work-life balance looks for me right now is I just shut off after work. Like now, I can actually feel like, okay, I don't have to do that much self-study after work. I feel like I've done my own onboarding. I'm doing a job now. I'm actually doing well.
Yeah.
Even if my brain tries to tell me that I'm not doing well enough, or maybe I don't belong here.
Yeah.
Because it does feel like that sometimes. But yeah, like what I do is I just make sure that I don't do anything that's relating to work, and I just watch Netflix or something, or go for a walk. Going for a walk really, really helps, and journaling. Those two things, that used to be my like a very strong habit before my job, before the new job. But now I've started doing it again, and it's really helping me with managing my emotions for sure.
Journaling, I've heard people say that's really good.
Yeah,
really
yeah.
Good
I
advice.
actually do voice journaling.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Talk me through that.
So it's because
it's like voice noting yourself.
It's kind of
like
like
it writes
that.
it down, or what?
So there's an app actually called Untold. So you can either type up your journal entry, or you can do a recording, and it's like talking to a friend, but I'm talking to myself, and I just put everything that's in my head onto my phone. It just downloads, and what it does is that it's kind of like an AI therapist, but it's not really. It's more so for me. It's more so just let me just get it all off my chest.
Yeah.
So then I feel lighter, and then it will like give me like psychological perspective based on what I've said.
Oh, nice.
And maybe give me a bit of advice as well on how to like manage my emotions.
Wow.
And yeah, it's a really good app. Like guys, Untold app is really
SDRs
good.
Or anyone else, just check it out. I'll check it out
because it's a very like emotional roller coaster, like trying to get into like the SDR industry.
Yeah, 100%.
It's
crazy. Even like I was reading the Sunday Times on the weekend, like grad jobs, even jobs in general, like going down so heavily. Luckily, with a lot of tech sales jobs, they're still pretty, consistent. Obviously, you might have dropped off compared to other years, but compared to other industries, it's still, or other jobs in tech, it's still pretty high. But it is competitive, so competitive out there. So yeah, guys, if you're going through that job process, or you're just new into a job, or you're already in a job long term, check it out. Untold, right?
Untold, for
Untold,
sure. Yeah.
Cool. And tell me about your content journey, because I'm just genuinely interested. Like, how do you keep that going as well on the side? Like, what's working in content as well? I'm really interested in that. Are you going to move from beauty to become a tech influencer, or more lifestyle? What's your
I think it's more lifestyle, so that I can do everything.
Yeah.
Because I do enjoy doing the tech sales content, because that's been getting me a lot of good engagement, where people would be asking me like, how did you get a job? And I would give them the advice, and sometimes I've actually had one person come back to me and be like, oh my gosh, I've taken your advice and I landed a role. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, that is so cool.
Powerful.
Or I would just tell them about Entr as well. And I always like talk about you guys, like, because honestly, without you guys, I've tried for like 10 years. I think that's my friend. I've been trying for like years, so I've tried it for years by myself, going to these interviews and job applications, and I've not really had a structure. I just try to do as many as possible, and it just wasn't working. So I knew I needed help, and I think investing in Entr definitely was worth it, because me personally, I needed that. Not everyone, it's not like it's like a necessity, but people can do it without courses, but I knew I needed that level of support. And I think a lot of people do without admitting it.
True, because you don't know what you don't know.
Exactly.
I guess like, just if you guys are listening, I think the main reason why people come to Entr is to get the best jobs in the shortest time possible.
Exactly.
And have support through it, like one-on-one support, personalized support, and accredited training. So if that's you, you know where to go. Don't forget to like, subscribe, guys, as well, if you're still here. That's really cool. So yeah, interesting. So last question I had. So when did you graduate uni? So it has been a while then.
It's been a while.
It's been a
I
journey.
graduated like almost 10 years ago.
You look really young, in the nicest way possible, young. I thought, wow. Yeah,
I'm 30.
Wow.
And it's this is my first corporate role.
Unreal.
And that's because of you guys.
Unreal. Now it's
who would have thunk it? I'm in finance.
So cool. Where's the offices for you guys? Like, how's that dynamic commuting in? And it was sometimes quite good buzz, you know, being in the office. Or do you find it quite different to working from home?
Definitely. I mean, like I'm working in the city now, like in Central, and it's a different world.
Canary Wharf or where?
No, Moorgate.
Okay, yeah.
So it's very central, and like if I just walk down, I'm in Bank, and if I walk down even further, I'm in London Bridge, and I'm just like, you know, these buildings as well, like they've got like these very like nice buildings, and I'm just looking around like,
yeah, it's crazy.
That's so cool, because I really went from youth work to like a prestigious job.
Yeah,
I'm still, my mind's still
insane.
I still haven't processed it.
If you can do it, anyone can do it. Well, if I can do it, anyone can do it. Like, that's the main thing about these podcasts, is showing that journey. But how do you find it being? Are you in like 5 days a week, or what's the setup?
So it's 3 days a week in the office and 2 days at home. So Monday and Friday we work from home. So it's like even a nicer like.
That's quite nice.
Is it?
Yeah.
So
it's got like a cushion either side.
100%. But
and the day to day, like, how does that look like? Is it like you guys having team meetings every morning, or is it quite relaxed? What's the setup?
It's pretty relaxed. We tend to have like a sales call with just a sales team, like every week on a Friday, just to chat and also just catch up, and like I get along with my sales team as well. They're all like just great fun, great people to talk to, and they're all very hard workers as well. So it's just really nice to be surrounded by them, and they're all my age. Everyone is like especially in our company, a lot of them are like around my age, like 30.
Nice.
But
it's the interesting thing about tech. A lot of people are quite young. Like they're in their 30s, 40s.
I wish I knew about tech sales when I was younger.
Yeah.
I really did, because
I mean, I was 25 when I broke in. I thought that was late. But like, there's people.
Oh no, this is 30 is late.
But there's people from our last program in July. One of them, Martin, he landed a job and he's like 46. But I said to him, like, it's still not too late. If you do 2 years of hard work, like, everything opens up.
Exactly.
In 3 years, you can be earning 6 figures, freedom, like
that's what's exciting. Like, I know that if I stay in this role for like a year, that's. Obviously I want to like stay for longer, but let's say I just stay there for a year, I know there's going to be so many doors opening up for me,
for sure.
And I'm never going to make less than what I'm making now. It's exciting.
The ceiling only goes up.
Exactly.
And you learn so much. You grow as a person, and skill sets grow.
So much personal development, because obviously you have to like also I mean, they kind of give you the reins on like they're not too structured with the way I like find my clients and stuff like that. Like I can do it in a creative way, whether that's LinkedIn, whether that's through a CRM, or even if I go to like a networking event, I can meet them there as well.
Nice.
So there's like so many different ways that I can like gain clients and just do it in my own way. Everyone has their own voice. There's no like actual script. Like they will give that to you just for as a guidance, but obviously you have to do it in your own way, because if it's natural, it'll be easier for you. So
you sort of find your own voice. You can be creative.
I
think sales is the only job where you get paid to learn about another industry or about people. Do you mean you're learning on the job and you're getting paid to do it, and you're getting paid to like learn and improve yourself, which is really cool.
Learning on the job is so real, because there's so many times where I thought, oh my gosh, like calling like doing cold calls specifically. It's so difficult, because you'll be in your head thinking, oh, what if they like reject me, or like what if they hung up on me? But then once you actually do it and they do hang up on you, or they're like nice to you, it doesn't really matter anymore. Like you start to get used to it, and you just don't take it personal. That's the worst thing you can do, taking it personal. Because it's just not. Like, just imagine all these sales calls you get from random companies like maybe Virgin Media or Sky, and they want you to upsell or whatever.
Insurance and
like
stuff.
Of course it's like it can be annoying, but they still get sales.
Exactly. It
still happens.
And also, you're selling something you believe in. Like, it's not as scary to pick up the phone because you're actually helping people.
Exactly. So that's why it's important to make sure that you do your research when you're like applying for these companies. Because I feel like with GamePro, it made sense to me. Like if it was essentially a Google for investors to find private market data.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know this, but it is really hard to find.
Yeah,
so it's just like a very simple solution. I'm a very problem solver type of person anyway. So it just makes sense to me.
Yeah.
And also with a lot of SDR roles, they are very consultancy type of roles anyway. So you'll be usually like helping them.
Yeah, exactly. So you're not just shoving stuff down people's throat like rubbish.
So it's a bit different to just like door-to-door sales, which is more difficult.
So what did you find? Did you find cold calling a little bit more trickier or nerve-wracking than content creation? Because for me, I was like hearing that, I was thinking, once you do cold calling, it's like you worry about it, but then actually when you do it, it's fine. It's almost like content creation. I guess when you're first starting out, you're worried, oh my god, what people can think, even starting a podcast, and then you start doing it, and then you're actually like, no one really cares. People are too focused on themselves. They do care. Like, who cares anyway? I
think the difference is with cold calling, you get rejected like
immediately. To your face. Yeah.
Literally. So it's a little bit more like cutthroat.
Yeah.
But they are quite similar, to be fair, because it's just about doing it more and more and then getting comfortable and being like, actually, you know what? It's just a numbers game at the end of the day. Like this person's not going to remember my face. He doesn't even know who I am.
Yeah.
So there's no need to take this personal. It's just about, doing it as many times as you can. If you call 100 people, at least 10 of them will say yes, and then that's your target done.
Yeah, exactly done. And then I guess advice to someone, not speaking about for myself, but for someone who wants to get started on their content journey, because you're the content queen, what would you say? Would you say, like, was it hard for you at the start to start posting, or was it, did you not care?
I think with me, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't as like nervous because I had a goal in my mind, which was to show people how to do certain things. So making it like value based. Yeah. So because of that, and it's something that I already naturally know how to do anyway, it was kind of clear for me. And but the only thing I probably struggled with was making sure the video looks nice and, the editing and things like that, and making it like eye catching. Yeah. So that's probably like the only thing. But when I started talking on like while recording, that's when I started getting nervous. And I'm like, wait, hold on. This is a little bit scary, actually.
Yeah. You're really putting yourself out there.
Yeah. But again, if my advice for content is find out what kind of content you want to make first, and also maybe exercise content creation first by just doing random videos, like it's an Instagram story or something. Just get familiar with posting yourself, posting your face, posting your voice. Get familiar with that, and then eventually you will find your feet and you'll find your niche.
And then did you have an editor, or do you still do stuff completely yourself, or do you have support on creatives?
So in terms of content, I do the content myself, but I do have management, so they bring me like brand deals, they would reach out to me, or brands would reach out to me, and I would tell my management about that as well. Nice. So it's been really helpful, because obviously, like with the transition into tech sales, and I'm also, as on a personal note, I'm moving places as well. I'm moving into a new flat. So with all that, it was a lot. Yeah.
Nice.
So it's good to get support.
And did you start on just Insta, or were you cross-platform, or did you have one platform which was like your bread and butter, your main one?
My main one is probably TikTok, because that's where I had the most success.
Yeah.
But I did start on Instagram, then I went to YouTube. Instagram, TikTok, and then YouTube.
Oh wow!
But I kind of abandoned my YouTube a bit. Okay. That was a lot.
And you post the same content on Insta and TikTok.
Basically, so it's just about simplifying my processes. Like streamline my workflow.
Like an SDR. Good stuff. Yeah. Well, yes, I think we're out of time, but thanks so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Where's the best place for people to reach you? Is it LinkedIn? I'll link your LinkedIn down below.
Yeah, LinkedIn, Yazmin Jama.
Or socials?
Or Instagram socials is both the same, Yazmin Aliyah.
Perfect. Thanks so much for joining us. Really excited to see your future unfold.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.